Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dikots, where decisions meet dichotomies. Once in every 2 weeks, we come together and try to explore those moments in life which, pull us apart in different directions, thereby forcing us to go ahead and make some choices. And in this process, we uncover those decision making styles which help us to choose what we choose. In today's episode, we are gonna cover one such dichotomy, and it is comfort versus courage. Comfort. It is something, that nice and cozy feeling, something that you have when you are going ahead watching a movie while you're on your couch. Or, say, for example, you are having that extra slice of cake. Or maybe in a room full of people, you are enjoying that calm, cozy space for yourself. Courage, on the other hand, it could be the discipline of hitting the gym every day at 6 a.m. or having that diet which you have to follow strictly. Or maybe picking up the mic and going onto that stage and speaking in front of an audience while your whole body is shaking. Today, for us to go ahead and have a discussion around this topic, we have someone who has experienced both sides of this life. Say hello to Prashant. He is someone who proclaims himself as an introvert, although I beg to differ. In the last couple of years, he has really transformed the script of his life. He has changed his mindset, his lifestyle, and his voice literally. He's someone who has been a consistent Toastmaster, a very disciplined fitness enthusiast, and someone who has gone ahead and shown courage over and over again. Let's listen to his story and learn more about this particular topic. Hey Prashant.
Hey, Sachin.
Welcome to the Dikots.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I've been meaning to have this conversation with you. So glad that we are finally shooting this podcast.
Very happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So, Prashant, I'm looking forward to start this podcast with a very comfortable question. It is about the comfort zone itself.
Yeah.
So, I want to know that how was that whole comfort lifestyle for you? What were some of the things that you really enjoyed that kept you quiet and still for a really long time? And, something that you held on to for all this while. So, can you just take us through what was your comfort zone looking like?
So, if we talk about comfort zone, that reminds me of a quotation I read somewhere. It says, "Comfort zone is a beautiful place,
Mhm.
but nothing grows there."
Correct.
So, that's the gist of, I'll say, comfort zone. The day you stop growing, that means you know that you are stuck in what we call comfort zone. So, I started my journey in a very modest way. In a way, I had a very basic schooling. I didn't go to a fancy college.
Mhm.
So when I started working, I'll say, considering the where I had come from, I grew quite well.
Okay.
My first 10 years of my work experience is nothing less than a really good growth journey, personal growth as well as professional growth.
Okay.
But considering where I had come from,
Mhm.
I started feeling that, okay, I have achieved a lot. When I looked around at the friends whom I had gone to school with, in my family, everyone looked at me as someone who has already achieved quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's where started my comfort zone started setting in. I thought, like, okay, I have already arrived
Correct.
in a way. And that's what it is, the comfort zone, where I was stuck.
Nice. It must be a nice feeling, right? That when you can see that you are better than the peer community, how how quickly it can push you into that zone that okay, probably I have achieved everything that I wanted to, and I'm happy being here.
Yeah.
People are looking up to me. It's just a nice cozy
Exactly,
place,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, but uh, I know personally that how you have transformed, especially over the last few years. So maybe let's just go ahead and try to hear from you. What was that moment or those series of moments, right, which pushed you to pick courage over comfort?
Yeah.
Was there any specific incidents or something transformed over a period of stretch of time?
So, yes. So, if I look at my last 5 years,
Mhm.
it has without any exaggeration, has been transformative for myself. And there were two reasons. There are two aspects that in which I have changed myself. One is personal, or I'll say physical aspect. The other one is professional. So on the physical or personal aspect, the lifestyle that I was living, where there was not much attention paid to physical health aspect. On top of that, the corporate life that brings in that you are regularly partying, weekends parties, sometime over weekdays as well. All put together, I realized that my physical health has started taking a toll.
Mm.
On professional side, I realized that although I had grown quite a bit in first 10 years, after that I was stuck. There were more than once opportunities where I was considered for next promotion if we look at it.
Mhm.
But again, I was passed on saying they felt I was not ready.
Okay.
And to give credit to myself a little bit here, that instead of putting it on them,
Uh-huh.
I reflected on myself. I said, what is this that they don't see in me? What is this I'm lacking now?
Yeah.
And that's when I started my journey of changing myself in both aspects.
Very nice. So in our podcast, we call it as just pause, reflect, and share. So it's good to see that you have already taken that pause, you have reflected, and here we are today so that you can share some of these stories about the changes that you have made.
Happy to share.
Yes, so cool. So now maybe let's just shift gear and go to the topics, something which I am very excited to discuss that with you today. It is about your fitness journey. So I'm myself a badminton player. I love to go ahead and play different sports, but I've struggled with being consistent, having a discipline for many reasons. Like you mentioned, there could be work, there are some of the personal things that you have to take care of. But your consistency for the last couple of years has been nothing less than incredible. So what I want to hear from you is, where did you start that fitness journey? And what are some of those personal milestones that you have achieved over the last couple of years?
Okay. So I am, as they say, I'm a triathlete these days. So triathlete is sports where it's a mix of swimming, cycling, and running.
Yeah.
And they are done whenever there is a triathlon event,
Yeah.
they are all done all together in succession. So the starting point for me, the biggest challenge in this one was swimming.
Okay.
So we all grew up cycling at home. We can all run.
Yeah.
But swimming doesn't come to us that naturally. So when I picked up interest in triathlon, my biggest challenge, biggest hurdle was learning that swimming bit.
Nice.
And it didn't help that I was almost scared of water. I mean, as they say, I won't put it in the category of hydrophobia,
Okay.
but I was comfortable in the water till I could stand. The moment you leave the ground, I used to panic. What helped me over there is, well, say, I found a really nice trainer who helped me just being there with me at every step. Every time I took one step towards the deeper water, he was standing there next to me.
Okay.
I remember how whenever I started swimming in the deeper water, he used to swim underneath along with me to give me a comfort that I am there for you.
Oh, nice.
So that's how I started actually learning and swimming in the swimming pool. And then came this, because triathlons generally happen in open water. Then was the pushing it up a notch, which was going into the lake, river,
Yeah.
ocean.
Oh, nice.
Each one was a successive step.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy. Just because you can learn to swim, it's not that easy to enter a water which is not as clean as the swimming pool is. At each step, I had to push myself.
Oh, nice.
I had to challenge my fears,
Uh-huh.
overcome them. But the current stage that I am in, I regularly swim in ocean. I have participated in triathlon in ocean. I regularly swim in lake.
Okay.
I have participated in triathlon in ocean.
Wow.
And few months ago, I also did a swimathon in a river. So by now, I have swum in all the water bodies.
That's just so cool to hear for someone who has been scared of water, going from, learning swimming and not stopping there. You are actually taking it so much notches above, swimming in open water, going into the rivers. In fact, this reminded me of one of the story that we have once spoken. You were probably participating in a similar triathlon where you have to go to the lake, and in middle of the lake, you thought that whether you could complete it or not.
Yeah.
While I remember the story, why don't you just go ahead and talk us through what happened, what was going through your mind, and how did you eventually turn around that whole swim?
That's a very good story, I'll say. So there is a saying which says, physical strength
Mhm.
brings you to the start line.
Yeah.
Mental strength takes you to the finish line.
Mm.
So this was my first triathlon in open water. Till that time, I had practiced a few times already in a lake,
Okay.
but those were practices.
Yeah.
I never participated in the event. And this was a different lake from the one that I had participated in. And that day, it was a really windy day. And so that means the lake didn't look like lake. It looked like ocean. Until then, I had not swum in the ocean.
Nice.
The one good thing happened that previous night, I was talking to my wife and I was telling her, I don't know how it's going to go tomorrow.
Mhm.
Very naturally, I was quite anxious. And she almost in passing just said one line, it's okay, you have practiced for it. And just
Nice.
listened to her and then I forgot about it. And next day, when I entered the
Mhm.
water was so choppy, it was throwing me around left and right.
Okay.
That's when I saw 3, 4 people who had got into the water. Just like me, they got scared and they walked back. So then now I had to make a choice. Do I go ahead or do I go back?
Yeah.
Well, I was hanging to this rope, which was put over there by the organizers so that we can know where to swim and how much distance we had to swim. And suddenly I thought about it. That my wife said, you have practiced for it.
Mm.
I said, yes, I have practiced for it. So I'll give it a try. And I started swimming. Water was so bad. I'd never swum in a water of that kind. It was throwing me left, right. I couldn't breathe. But every second or third stroke, I told myself, I have trained for this.
Yes.
Then 2, 3 stroke, I have trained for this.
Yes.
Another 2, 3 stroke, I have trained for this.
Yes.
I kept telling myself till I reached the end of the rope from where I had to take a U-turn. After that, you don't have a choice. You have to come back.
Yes, of course. Once you have been in the middle, you cannot stay there.
So finally I came back. But that reminded me, that told me that day that how important it is to have people around you who gives you positive reinforcement.
Correct.
She could have that day very easily said, it's okay if you don't feel comfortable, don't go in the water. She didn't say that. She said, it's okay, it will be okay. You have trained for this. Just one line of difference. And I made through this.
Wow. Such an amazing story, Prashant. And this clearly describes, how you switch from being comfortable to going ahead and have courage to cover that extra mile. Amazing. In fact, I heard from you the role that your trainer has played to overcome the fear. Your partner has made so that, on that very D-day of your competition, uh, how a support could actually make you go that extra mile. It's fantastic.
Very much. I think we cannot do much in life on our own.
Yes.
A lot depends on what kind of support system we have surrounded us with.
In fact, this brings me for our audience.
Yes.
If you feel that there are some people, who are finding it difficult to have that discipline in their life or consistency in their life, what are those 1 or 2 key pointers that you would want to share with them that will encourage them to, follow the discipline life?
Follow the discipline life. One specific, I'll say, trick that helps me. I register for events.
Oh, nice.
So there are a lot of events, triathlon events keeps happening. Like even as we speak, yesterday evening I went for running because I am preparing for upcoming triathlon in August.
Okay. August.
Coming August.
All right.
Yes. And I know that I had just 2 months to go. And if I let my work life, which is generally we have a lot of busy life that we live today, that if I let that take over, then I'll not get time to prepare for that. So no matter how busy my day is, no matter how much tired I feel, I know that I have only 60 days. So I get to go out and I run. I swim, I cycle.
Nice.
And then I know in few days, I'll have few less days to left for that training. And then few more less days for that event. So that helps me keep going out.
Very nice.
Second thing I'll say, count your incremental improvements.
Okay.
I'm preparing for triathlon. It's the first time I'm preparing for what we call Olympic distance. I have done sprint distance.
Okay.
The difference is that every bit of distance that I have to either swim or cycle or run is going to get doubled. So in a way, I'm pushing myself to the double distance.
Yeah.
The entire difficulty is double. I won't get there in one day. So I'm slowly pushing myself.
Okay.
It's very important to give yourself time and be happy with that incremental improvement as well.
Nice.
One day I'll be very happy the day I'll finish my Olympic distance triathlon. But yesterday I was happy because I ran yesterday more than I had ran in the past. So let's also be happy about the incremental benefit, improvements.
See your own journey, compete with yourself. How were you doing yesterday versus how you are today? Progress, not even compete. I'll say, see the progress.
It's a very good point you said. So there is a line which says, your race, your pace.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting. Because although we go and compete with others, most of the athletes go for their own personal best. Personal best in terms of distance, they have not done the distance earlier, or personal best in terms of time. Same distance, I'll take lesser than I did last time. In life as well, we are not competing with others.
Very cool.
We're competing with ourselves.
That's nice takeaway to have. So in summary,
If I can connect that with to growth mindset or the comfort zone, not staying in the comfort zone, we're not growing. As long as you're growing, you're becoming a better version of yourself. You're there. You're on the right track.
Perfect. Now, I'm glad to hear this part of it. And the 2 points that I'm taking away is it's good idea. It's almost like a trick. You just go ahead and register for that event. Second thing, show up. Now that you have registered for that event, it will automatically come to your mind that because I have this much time to prepare for that event, let me just go ahead and show up. See your progress on a day by day basis.
Yes. But I want to take that with a little bit of caution.
Okay.
When you are trying to grow and you have that mindset, you will often find yourself pushing yourself. You will often find yourself doing something that you're not good at because you are trying to get better at.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that you will find yourself overwhelmed. There is a possibility that you start thinking, I'm not good enough because I'm always struggling to do something that I cannot do.
Yeah.
It's very important to take a pause over there.
Okay.
And think about things that you already can do. You realize that you can do a lot of things that others can't do.
Yeah.
Take a pause, be happy about it when you are struggling to get to the next level. That is one. Second, when you try to get better at many things, like I'm a Toastmaster, I'm trying to get better at public speaking. I'm into triathlon and I'm trying to get better over there. I also have a job. I want to do better over there as well. I want to become a better husband, so I'm trying to get better there as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you cannot do it all. And sometimes you will fail. Sometimes you will not be able to show up. Although no matter how much we want to,
Yeah.
be kind on yourself. It's okay. The reason I'm saying be kind on yourself, because if you will not be, then that will become your demotivating factor. Because the next time you will feel that I thought about it, I could not do, so maybe I can't do. Not showing up as well is also part of the process. That happened yesterday, forget about it. Next day, you'll show up again. But if day after tomorrow you could not show up, don't let it discourage you.
Got it.
The day after, you'll show up again.
Nice. I think all these 3 pointers that you have mentioned, if mixed together, put forward a nice balance for someone who's really struggling to find that discipline. Like you mentioned, many a times we are too tough on ourselves. We do end up creating some goals which are sometimes not achievable or maybe not practical in the near vicinity, and we lose hope.
Yes.
So this pointer is important to just be kind on yourself, keep progressing. But if one day or another day you aren't able to do so, still be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Don't get overwhelmed.
Yes. One day I read a line somewhere that no matter how slow you are running, you're beating the person who's sitting on the couch by miles. So if you are in a journey to be a better version of yourself, know that you are already doing better than majority of the people. A lot of people do not dare so much.
Yeah, that's very fascinating. And, I never thought it from that angle. I'm already feeling glad that I'm playing badminton thrice in a week as compared to many people who might be just thinking to go to the court and play badminton.
And you're also waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yes, I am. It was a
Yes.
well-kept secret, but it is out now. So yes, I'm trying to do that. But thank you so much for sharing these personal insights, Prashant. You have mentioned about Toastmaster, and I do want to cover that interesting side of yours as well. So for someone who has been introvert, at least you identify yourself as an introvert, how did the transition happen? And you not only just joined Toastmaster, as much as I am aware, within few months you have gone up the ranks in the overall Toastmaster. We would love to hear from you how the ranks work. So can you just shed some light on what your journey has been in the Toastmaster space and how did you actually, address that fear of public speaking?
Okay. So my Toastmaster journey actually started long time ago.
Okay.
Way back, even before I had joined Shell.
Oh,
Yes. I was in my previous company
Mhm.
and I had traveled from Bangalore to Melbourne,
all right.
not along with my CEO of my company that time, but the CEO had come in from US
Okay.
and had gone from India. And it was a meeting with our clients, but the client's CEO was in the room, his entire leadership was in the room, and I was supposed to make some presentation.
Okay.
I went to the stage, I stood there, I saw everyone, and I forgot everything that I had to say. Wow. I turned red, I started trembling, and I just wanted to sit down somewhere, but I didn't have a choice. Luckily, the CEO, he understood my situation,
Okay.
and he came in and he covered up, and he gave me a good start, and then finally, I managed to give the presentation. But the CEO, before he left for US, he told me, Prashant, you may want to think about Toastmasters. There's something that helps people who wants to get into public speaking.
Okay.
That was the trigger he gave me, and then later I joined Toastmasters Club. That was called Bangalore Toastmasters Club. It's a very old Toastmasters Club in Bangalore.
Mhm.
I did that for 6 months, just 6 months.
Okay.
But the 6 months itself brought in such a big change in me that helped me survive in the corporate world for so long. But then now I have reached a point that I started realizing that just being able to present something is not good enough, because now I have reached a point that that now you go up the leadership ladder.
Yeah.
You have to address bigger audience. Even what you talk about, these are not just content related presentation, and I felt I was lacking there a little bit.
Okay.
So what do? I go back to what I knew about that could have helped me. So last around 2 years, I have been a very consistent Toastmaster.
Very nice.
I joined a Toastmaster club, which is very close to my house. It's called Resonance Toastmaster Club. And considering my interest, it gave me that dedication. I was disciplined. I was there every week. And at my club, I think they spotted that. And so they gave me a few opportunities. I became what we say over there, vice president education.
Okay.
After that, I became president of my club.
Very nice.
As we speak, I have become area director. It means I have 5 Toastmasters club that I'll be handling under me.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. But I have also established a new club right now, just now in our STCB. It's called Shell STCB World.
Okay.
And I'm first or founding president over there in our Shell club as well. But Toastmasters is not just about public speaking.
Okay.
It's a lot more than that. We call it is something that will truly transform you. We have used this word, but it really does.
Okay.
Because in Toastmasters, what happened is you are asked to come again and again
Mhm.
and make presentation, give speeches. And as you give speeches, it forces you to think about yourself,
Okay.
forces you to think about things that you think about
Oh.
in much deeper level.
Mhm.
So while you are giving speeches, while you are trying to get better at public speaking, it's a journey of self-discovery. You start understanding yourself better.
Got it.
That's where the transformation comes in.
Mm.
And then in Toastmasters, what happened is you don't just go yourself, you also is among a set of people who are in the journey of their own discovery. So you just don't say you don't get to know what you want to say.
Yeah.
You also get to hear what others are saying. And then you see where do you fit in the world. So first thing first, I thought I'm not good at public speaking. I'm an introvert. I want to improve. I'm there to do this. I realized there I'm just one of many.
Yeah.
Everyone over there had the same challenges. I realized that I had thought that, okay, I am not that good because of these reasons.
Yeah.
I saw there were people who had much, difficult circumstances they had grew up in.
Yeah.
And they were also fighting to become their better version. So suddenly it became, for me, it's like coming back to support system. When you know you are not alone, and when you know you get supported by people who probably had come to this journey before you,
Yeah.
and they are better than you, but they understand that they also went through the same journey, and so they are there with you. Similarly, soon you realize that other people have come in who have they started the journey just now, who had this relation now, and now you are supporting them. So instead of being that individual who had that issue, now you are part of this system,
Community.
this community. So from individual, you become part of the community. This is a big transition. So suddenly your thought process changes.
Wow.
Nothing in the world anymore is just your problem. It's a community's problem. And you are fixing it for community. Today, when I'm talking about Toastmaster, I'm not talking about my own journey. Today, I'm talking about because I want others to know who probably have been in my situation or are in my situation to know that there is a way. That's the difference. That's the transformation.
That's so cool. In fact, as you were speaking about the community, Prashant, you know what took my attention? It was how you mentioned that you were looking at others as camaraderies, right? You were not looking them as competition. Who's better than you? Can I speak as good as them? Because many of the times we start comparing with people. We see someone who is amazing speaker and we get back into that shell of us that, oh no, you know what? They're already at that level.
Yeah.
How will I start? But the way you portrayed it is so different from that because you were not comparing to them. You were trying to find resonance in their journeys along with yours. That okay, they are also someone who are coming from different background and trying to learn this whole piece. And they are also similar to you, how we can all come together as a community. So it's an interesting take. I didn't think it from that perspective.
Very well said and captured, I'll say. This is where you'll see my two different interests come together. When I talk about sports or triathlon,
Yeah.
I said your race, your pace.
Yeah.
You are trying to get better version of yourself there. You're trying to do more distance on in less time, the same distance.
Yeah.
And it depends on when did you start. There will be people who started practicing much longer and they'll go much faster. You cannot change the fact that they came in before you. Same happens in the workplace as well. There are people who are better speakers than you.
Yeah.
There are people who can think better because they have more experience or they had a different upbringing. Maybe they had some advantage that gave them an edge.
Yeah.
You cannot go back and change it. The only thing you can change is how much effort you put on yourself for you to become better version of yourself. This good thing, the best part is, if there is somebody better than you around you, then that helps you understand what is better version of me can look like. So instead of thinking of it as a competition, take it as inspiration.
Yes, it's difficult at times, I must say, but if only we can change that perspective in our mind, it would be so cool.
If only.
If only.
Really. It's not that difficult. Mind takes training. One bit we have not talked about is which I have been relying on for some time now is meditation.
Okay.
Because that's where you learn to control your mind. We talk about this inner voice.
Yeah.
Or the voice within.
Mhm.
Your inner voice always knows what's right, but it will distract you by telling you always that what all is at the risk. You have to train your mind to pick that, as we're talking about courage,
Yeah.
over comfort. And that training happens, I truly believe, by now through meditation.
Give yourself the time, composure, that whole block out all the noises from the head and
Yes. And that happens, this so strange that all meditation does is says just focus on your breathing. But what you're really doing is a mind, which is also called, those who have done meditation would know, is called monkey mind.
Okay.
So it jumps from here to there.
Yes.
And even if for 10 minutes you can train it to not jump, that means you train it to follow what you want it to follow instead of you following what mind is asking to follow.
Yeah. Taming the monkey.
Taming the monkey. It's the most strangest concept, I'll say, because we grew up doing things what our mind said is the right thing.
Correct.
Now suddenly we are saying, train the mind. Don't follow or agree to what mind is saying. Do what you want and let your mind follow what you want it to do.
It's very cool. I'm yet to go into that space where I start meditating, but maybe someday.
You must.
Yes, I would. I would. Cool. It's just so good to hear from you about discipline, about showing courage, addressing some of the fears that you have. Now that you are, having this nice disciplined life, does comfort still find some space in your schedule? How are you striking the balance between comfort and courage?
So courage does not happen like a switch that you have switched it on. Now you are courageous. Courage happens every day, every time. Every time you are pushing yourself. So even if I said I did my first triathlon, that was in a lake. The next thing was an ocean.
Yeah.
For ocean, I need a lot of courage.
Yeah.
I still remember it was in Udupi, and I went and I stood next to the ocean and I saw the water and said, why am I doing this? Why am I here? And when you enter in the ocean, there's the most difficult time actually.
Yeah.
It gets calm once you have crossed this first wave, this where it crashes in the ocean, on the sea, on the shore. And all I could say that, okay, fine, I learned so many. I did in lake as well.
Yeah.
Why do I have to kill myself here? And the fact was that I went there first time I went to the ocean. It was the evening time. I got hit really badly by the other new swimmer. He was there. He couldn't control himself, and he came and just knocked my head, and I had a really bad pain the whole night in my neck. And the trainer had called us next day morning as well. And then again, I was walking towards the ocean. I could hear the sound. And then again, I said, why am I going again?
Good to be in just comfortable space, right? Why am I doing it?
I know how to swim now. I've done it. I ticked that box. But I kept walking. And I went there. And then I entered the ocean again this morning. And this morning, luckily, the ocean was much calmer than the evening. And that was the first time I actually swam in the ocean. I floated in the ocean.
Very cool.
So courage doesn't stop you needing, because fact is that the moment you stop needing the courage, I think the chances are that you have stopped pushing yourself. Today's session, I'm a Toastmaster.
Yeah.
I have been giving speeches on the stage. I won a few competitions as well. But when you said that we will record a podcast, it didn't come as a very naturally to me. Maybe by the time I'm recording my 4th or 5th podcast, I'll feel comfortable. But today, it was a little bit of, on me, pushing myself. Okay, I'll go and do it. The good part is, once you get into the habit of pushing yourself, then it gets easier to push yourself.
You get comfort in finding courage.
Wow. Because then you start thinking, I did it last time. The last time also I was not comfortable. And one more time I did this. Then I can do it again.
So cool.
It gets easier with time.
Nice. I'm amazed how you've found comfort in, every day, those courage that you're picking up.
Found comfort in courage.
Yeah.
That's a very nice way to put it.
So cool.
Yes.
So thanks, Prashant, for sharing these stories. This was the last question that I had for you. But before we call it a wrap for today's session, let's leave our audience with some gold, so any 2 or 3 messages that you would want to give to the audience, which probably they can pick up and start implementing from today itself if they wish to.
Yeah. So first thing I'll say, either we talk about physical fitness or we talk about the public speaking that we talk about, because these are the 2 things we talked about. There can be many areas, many reasons, many ways to grow. But today in the context, these 2 were there. No matter what stage they are at, there is an opportunity to grow. There might be a good speaker, but they can be a better speaker. There might already be an athlete, but they can become a better athlete. So find that goal, next milestone for yourself,
Okay.
and then start preparing for that. A little bit, it will be a little bit like a summarization, but then we talked about sign up for the next event.
Yeah.
Or keep in mind the next speaking competition. Right? There can be anything. And then start preparing for that. If you have a goal in mind that you're preparing for, it becomes easier to get out of the bed. It becomes easier to give time for something. Second, find community or support center. It's very difficult to do things on your own. The Toastmaster works is because it creates that community. It's easy for me to go there every week and then just go and be there, because if I make myself to somehow enter that room, the system takes over.
Yeah, you will participate.
I am participating.
Yeah.
And last but not least, as I mentioned earlier as well, don't underestimate and don't forget to be proud of what you have already achieved. Always keep reflecting on how much journey you have already covered, because it will help you first from the mindset that you are not good enough. That's the reason you are struggling. And switch that from there, that if I have come this far, I can go further as well.
Thank you so much, Prashant. Thank you for sharing these anecdotes and your own personal stories with such honesty. And for our audience, just remember, courage is not something which has to come out roaring loud. It could be those small steps, those small repetitions that you do every day. Just keep showing up. That was Dikots for you today. See you next time.